top stories this evening, sponsored by Courts, bringing value home. AFC chairman blasts JAGDEO for his alleged involvement in the management and operations of the Guyana police force. Cell phones must be disallowed in voting booths. Norton warns against attempts to undermine the electoral process. EXXONMOBIL begins production at fourth offshore project. Installed capacity will now exceed 900,000 barrels per day. And Parkside Steel Orchestra brings joy, steel pan training, and good pan music for youths during the August holidays. HGP Nightly News begins now. Good evening to our viewers here in Guyana and online. I'm ALETHEA Grant with the Friday 8th August 2025 edition of the HGP Nightly News. This is what you should know this evening. General Secretary of the People's Progressive Party Civic and the country's sitting Vice President Barrett JAGDEO's alleged involvement in police promotions and operations a worry, says Chair of the Alliance for Change. Marvin Cato has more.
David Patterson, chairman of the Alliance for Change and candidate in the upcoming general and regional election, at the party's press conference today condemned the vice president's approach to the Guyana police. The AFC chairman had this to say.
The interference in the management and operations of the Guyana police force by the hands of VP JAGDEO has become most unwholesome recently. He now asserts some 800 of those who were not promoted that they will be, and those still aggrieved, they too shall receive promotion.
Patterson highlighted that
among the arms of the government, the police are the most prone to executive control, and the PPP's method, through the instrumentality of the vice president, is now to acquire complete control over the police.
Patterson further went on to say that
Guyana policing recently is being set back into a state of political partisanship with a purpose to subjugate rather than to serve the population. Professionalism has completely been abandoned for partisanship.
In his rebuke, Patterson reminded that
the Constitution provides for a police service commission to promote senior officers, and the Police Act provides for ranks below to be promoted by the Commissioner of Police, not by the Vice President to promote any category.
The Guyana police force has been rocked over the last 5 years with allegations of corruption, money laundering, and the mismanagement of funds. They were cited by the United States government in its State Department report for corruption under the Irfan Ali-led government. Such behaviors by JAGDEO is tantamount to electioneering. This is Marvin Cato reporting for HGP Nightly.
Leader of the opposition Aubrey Norton is adamant that cellular phones must be prohibited in polling booths on elections day to avert voters' manipulation. He advocated for those measures to be taken by the Guyana Elections Commission, GCOM. Antonio Day reports.
We share the position of GCOM Commissioner Vincent Alexander that GCOM must totally prohibit electors from carrying their phones into the polling booth. That is, in the compartment where the actual marking of the ballot will occur.
That was opposition leader and the Partnership for National Unity candidate Aubrey Norton during his party's press conference on Friday. The seasoned politician noted that given the track record of the incumbent, with the intentions to rig this year's elections, all efforts or machinations to undermine the electoral process must be averted.
These elections are likely to see the biggest effort in our history to buy votes. Such a scheme is severely undermined when an elector is unable to provide a photograph of his or her marked ballot to the vote buyer.
Mr. Norton posited that an election in which votes are bought will not reflect the democratic will of the people. The APNU candidate alerted Guyanese of the People's Progressive Party, Civic's GCOM commissioners, who voted to allow cell phones in the polling booth.
The APNU coalition will advise voters in general, that to avoid suspicion, they should avoid any handling of their cell phones in the polling booth.
Norton informed all and sundry, including his support base, of a few violations if they are guilty of these infractions.
Violations of the law carry fines of up to $65,000 and imprisonment of up to 2 years. 1, directly or indirectly inducing an elector to display his or her ballot after he or she has marked it.
He added that displaying your marked ballot paper for others to see, unduly influencing an elector by, for example, threats, or bribing an elector by money, gift, or other valuables to vote or not to vote are serious infractions. Voting impersonation is another severe infraction. The Guyana Elections Commission, GCOM, as of this week, decided not to require voters to surrender their mobile phones before casting their ballots. This was related by opposition-nominated Commissioner Vincent Alexander in a letter to the press. While the Commission agreed that photographing marked ballots is a prohibited act, it opted not to implement a mandatory phone storage policy at polling stations. Mr. Alexander penned. Antonio Day reporting for the HGP.
In the oil and gas sector, Antonio now tells us that EXXONMOBIL Guyana on Friday announced that it began production at Yellowtail, the fourth oil development in the offshore Stabroek block. According to Exxon, this brings its total installed capacity in Guyana to above 900,000 barrels of oil per day.
Patterson reminded that
By joining the Destiny Unity Prosperity, FPSOs, Yellowtail's one Guyana floating production storage and offloading vessel has increased Guyana's installed capacity to over 900,000 barrels of oil per day, according to a press release released by EXXONMOBIL on Friday. And I quote,
the Guyana Police Force
Yellowtail's
has been
ahead
rocked
of
over the
scheduled
last
startup
5
is a
years
significant
with
milestone for
allegations of
EXXONMOBIL
corruption,
and people of
money
Guyana,
laundering, and the
said Dan
mismanagement of
Aman,
funds.
president of
They were
EXXONMOBIL
cited by the
Upstream
United
Company,
States government
with
in
Guyanese
its
making up
Department
more than
report
67% of
corruption
Guyana's
under the
oil and gas
ALETHEA.
workforce and
Such
over 2,000
behaviors
local
like
businesses
Guyana is
engaged.
tantamount
This project
to
reflects our
tyranny.
deepening roots in the country
This is
and our assured commitment to long-term
HGP
inclusive
NIGHTLY.
growth, the statement
Leader of
noted.
the
By
opposition,
2030,
Norton, is
EXXONMOBIL
adamant
Guyana
that
expects to have a
cellular
total
phones
production
must be
capacity
prohibited
of
in
1.7
polling
million
booths on
oil
elections
equivalent
day
barrels
to
per day
avert
from 8
voters'
developments.
manipulation.
In a
He
separate statement, the
advocated for
Ministry of
those
Natural
measures to be
Resources
taken
explained
by
that the
Guyana
vessel
Elections
will be
Commission,
producing
GCOM.
approximately
Antonio Day
250,000
reports.
barrels of oil per day.
We share the
And with
position
that
of
addition,
GCOM Commissioner
Guyana's
Vincent
total
Alexander
daily crude output
that
will
GCOM
surpass
must totally prohibit
900,000 barrels per day.
from carrying
The
their
previous
phones into
combined
the
average
polling booth.
across the other three
That is, in the
FPSOs
compartment
was
where
670,000
the
barrels of
actual
oil
marking
per
of the
day.
ballot will occur.
The vessel will Trump's develop the opposition Yellowtail leader and Redtail Partnership for fields, National Unity which were candidate discovered in Aubrey Norton 2019 during and his party's 2020. press conference on Antonio Day Friday. reporting for the HGP. The seasoned Nightly politician News. noted that given
Stay
the track
tuned. More
record
news after
of the
this break.
incumbent, with his intentions to win this year's elections, all efforts or machinations to undermine the electoral process must be averted.
These elections are likely to see the biggest effort in our history to buy votes. Such a scheme is severely undermined when an elector is unable to provide a photograph of his or her marked ballot to the voting ballot.
Mr. Norton posted that an election in which votes are marked will not reflect the democratic will of the people. The APNU candidate alerted Guyanese of the People's
Welcome to
Progressive
SNL
Party,
Electrical
Civic's
Inc., where
GCOM
lighting and
commissioners
electrical
who
needs
voted
are
to
met with
allow cell phones
expertise
in the
and
polling
style.
booth.
From the latest in
The
electrical lamps to
coalition
durable cables, circuit breakers, panels, we have it all. Illuminate your space with our elegant chandeliers, stunning crystal lights, and versatile pole lights. Looking to upgrade your comfort,
Norton
explore
informed
top-of-the-line
all
AC
and
units
sundry,
and our
including
diverse
his
selections
support
of
base
stylish
a
styles.
few
Visit us
violations
at
if they are guilty
170-180 Thomas Street,
these
Italy,
infractions.
Georgetown. Discover a solution that not only lights up your world but transforms it. Call us on telephone number 226-3018 or 223-1634. SNL Electrical Inc. Powering your life with elegance, quality.
After he or she has marked it.
He added that the severe infraction. The Ghana Elections Commission, GCOM, has up to this week decided not to require voters to surrender their mobile phones before casting their ballots. This was related by Opposition nominated Commissioner Vincent Alexander in a letter to the press. While the Commission agreed that photographing marked ballots is a proven act, it opted not to implement a mandatory phone storage policy at voting stations. Mr. Alexander Penn and Tony from HGP NIGHTLY News.
In the oil and gas sector, Antonio now tells us that EXXONMOBIL Guyana on Friday announced that
Krishna Rao Establishment. No job is too small or too large. We specialize in all types of fabricating machinery, excavator repairs, rice fuel pumps, and hydraulic hoses. Visit us at Lot 113, Block CC, Manripo, East Coast, and Marara, or call 220-9624-629-4023 or 619-7880. At Krishna Rao Establishment, no job is too small or too large.
Whatever your dream is, Republic Bank can help you make it happen. You can make it happen. Let's help you get there with a Make It Happen loan.
Republic Bank. We're the one for you.
Staying with us, you with the HGP Nightly News. The Alliance for Change in its 2025 manifesto plans to roll out a slew of measures that will address the well-being of the men and women in uniform. Marvin Cato reports.
The Alliance for Change launched its manifesto on Thursday via social media, signaling a 5 to 10 year vision for the country. The document features a plethora of project initiatives that the party deems to be very crucial for the advancement of Guyana. Some of the targeted areas include education, infrastructure, hinterland, people and workforce development, while special priorities will be given to the disciplined services, diaspora policy, corruption eradication, national security and sovereignty strategy. It was emphasized that plans are afoot to focus on the disciplined services who would be heading to the polls on August 22nd. The AFC in its document reminded members of the uniformed services that they took an oath to serve, hence the party will aggressively take the stand to defend their rights, while thanking them for their service and commitment to defend our country. In its manifesto promise, the AFC signals that real bonuses, real income, and real renegotiation will be delivered to the citizens of Guyana. 2 months tax-free salary every year as a Christmas bonus to all members of the disciplined services, 1 month tax-free salary as Christmas bonus to civilian GDF workers, and an additional 50,000 tax-free allowance to every service member stationed at border locations, plus an additional 100,000 national cash grant. The party continued their rollout with their Better Pay Starting Immediately initiative and committed to giving their service members an immediate raise in salaries, with the lowest scale receiving a whopping $250,000 for all members, while other ranks will receive the difference in pay when the new base is rolled out. Across the board, there will be a 25% to 100% increase in salaries from the lowest ranks to senior officers. New recruits joining the force will earn a starting salary of $250,000. They also promised from 2026 and beyond, with an AFC government, opportunities will open up for further improvement in pay, housing, and daily conditions for soldiers, police, fire, and prison officers. In its effort to drive the point home, the AFC promises that every member of the disciplined services 18 years and older will be awarded a free house lot without any red tape, no delays, housing support for all officers, especially those working in remote or border regions, a modern, high-quality joint services housing development with amenities and open spaces. Service members would also benefit from the following programs: permanent injury and death compensation, death in the line of duty, permanent injury or disability on the job, permanent disability while off duty, Promotions will be based on merit, not politics, transparent rules, independent boards to consider promotions, cross-party oversight panels, and a promise that one will rise through the ranks based on the performance, service, and leadership. A stronger presence in border areas with modern transport tools and support for JDF troops, better coordination among the joint services for faster, safer, smarter responses, all through training, drills, and leadership development programs. Lastly, the AFC will focus on international training and professional development and would encourage every rank to pursue relevant academic courses designed to establish a modern, equipped, and well-trained disciplined force. The former coalition partner of the APNU has decided to contest the 2025 elections on its own since coalition talks with the APNU broke down in March, leading to a number of its young prominent members joining the APNU coalition. This is Marvin Cato reporting for HGP Nightly News.
Education in Guyana's hinterland areas received a major boost this week when the Ministry of Education led two major initiatives aimed at expanding access for children in remote communities. Jada June has that story.
In Region 7, the village of Batavia is set to welcome its first modern nursery school. This project will bring quality early childhood education right to the heart of this Cuyuna River community.
So we just commissioned the Batavian Nursery School. The Batavia Primary School was opened in 1998.
The minister has a straightforward plan. It is to guarantee equal learning and development opportunities for all children regardless of their distance from the coast. Meanwhile, another secondary school for 240 pupils will be built in Region 9 at Cardaranao in the deep south of Rupununi at a cost of somewhat less than $300 million. The innovative facility will house students from Cardaranao and other towns and include laboratory spaces, a canteen, a small dormitory, and other amenities to reduce long journeys and improve the quality of education. These initiatives are a part of a larger national strategy to improve and construct secondary schools throughout Guyana in order to bridge educational access gaps between the interland and coastal areas. Jada June reporting for HGP Nightly News.
We have more news for you. Stay tuned.
Planning a cleanup? We can help. CELLPHONES waste management skip bins can be provided for home renovation projects, yard cleanup, or construction project. It's simple. Step 1, give us a call. Step 2, we put down the bin. Step 3, load it up with all of your junk. Step 4, we take it away. That's simple. Bins are also available in various sizes, so there is no job that is too big or too small. Call CELLPHONES Waste Management today at 218-1455.
Contrary to popular belief, voting is easy as 1, 2, 3. On the ballot paper, provision is made for you to vote twice. Once on the top section where you vote for the general election and once at the bottom section where you vote for the regional election. All you need to do is look for the name and symbol of the party of your choice in the top section for the general election and mark your X in the empty box next to the party symbol. Then look for the name and symbol of the party of your choice in the bottom section for the regional election and mark your X in the empty box next to the party symbol. After you have voted, you are required to fold the ballot paper as shown by the election official. Dip the first joint of your right index finger in indelible ink and place the ballot paper in the ballot box. You will then have to leave the polling station. For further information, contact GCOM's hotlines at 225-027729, 226-6557, 223-9650, or visit the GCOM website at www.gcom.org.gy.
Smart Minds Educational Institute, offering preschool, nursery, and primary levels. Finally, a school that is every parent's dream. Located at 69 Crow Street, offering academic excellence, trained qualified teachers, small class sizes, personalized care, and one-to-one attention for your little ones. So if your child is for preschool, nursery, or primary level, come to Smart Mind, located at 69 Crow Street, or call 231-4885 or 600-9229 to enroll now.
Staying with us as we continue, as emancipation celebrations continue through August. Nightly News has featured a young Afro-Guyanese professional who was also nominated Best Female Gospel Artist of the Year. Antonio Day has that story.
26-year-old and attorney at law Naomi Dos Ramos is gifted with the art of music and dance, which she uses to minister to those particularly in the Christian denomination who may be facing trials and tribulations. As emancipation celebrations continue through August, Nightly News featured a young Afro-Guyanese professional who was also nominated Best Female Gospel Artist of the Year. In an exclusive interview with Nightly News, Dos Ramos related what evoked her love for music.
There have always been songs that I've been writing, but it wasn't until 2016 when I completely surrendered my life to Christ that I was able to start writing Christian music. I felt like there was a switch that went off in my head.
The young attorney related that her first musical project following her submission to God was titled Be With Me. Dos Ramos said that particular song was significant to her since it reflected on her journey and evolution through her adolescence while being a Christian.
But I didn't set out to write it. It more or less just came to me when I was, just kind of struggling with the weight of my schoolwork at the time, just feeling like there was so much.
The Demarok Gospel Music Awardee is known for charismatic and resonating songs such as Free, Ultimate Sacrifice, Never Give Up, and In Awe. The young professional who is employed at the appeal court noted that balancing her occupation and music, among other church activities, at times can be a Herculean task.
In every stage of my life, sometimes there are things that are added to my plate, and now I have to reevaluate my approach to my time altogether. It has been a challenge, and it also comes with the realization that there are things that you might have to step back from. You can't do everything.
Dos Ramos posited that her main objective is to use her artistry to attract more youths to the gospel of Christ.
In terms of Still God, I know some persons would have shared with me that they really like it. It speaks about God being in charge and Him being in control, and for them it was a very timely reminder.
The attorney urged believers to remain focused despite what is going on in the political landscape. Antonio Day reporting for the HGP Nightly News.
Now for some news for parents who would like their child or children to be involved in a steel pan music. The Parkside Steel Orchestra Steel Band, which is renowned for its extravagant and amazing performances, currently has classes for youths. Jada June tells us that this is all part of promoting Guyanese culture.
This August, the Parkside Steel Orchestra is once again bringing to this summer its annual sweet melodic songs of steel pan. An interview was done with Mr. Reginald Brown, a proud member of Parkside Steel Orchestra. This is what he had to say.
The program was started and initialized because we here at Parkside know that we have a responsibility to preserve the steel pan culture in Guyana and the world, to pass down knowledge to the future generation.
The band's highly anticipated steel pan summer classes are in full swing, welcoming both children and adults to explore the joy of music, rhythm, and performance. This program is open to participants aged 8 and older.
Because we take a different approach to learning, we want to give you the opportunity, you, the adults, who probably would have wanted to pick up steel pan from childhood but never got the opportunity.
There are 2 engaging sessions, August 4 to 15 and August 18 to 29. The registration fee is just $15,000, and students are treated not only to professional music instructions by Miss Naomi Roberts, but also to foster a cohesive environment, unity, and community spirit for all and sundry.
The motivation comes from our core members when they see that aha moment in students come. when they finally learn a piece that we've been teaching and perfect it and can say that I've acquired something other than my books and my academia. I can play a part.
For those interested in joining, registration is still open. Contact Naomi Roberts at 592-651-0817 or scan the QR code on the flyer for easy sign-up. Jada June reporting for HGP Nightly News.
Stay tuned for regional news.
Welcome to SNL Electrical Inc., where lighting and electrical needs are met with expertise and style. From the latest in electrical lamps to durable cables, circuit breakers, panels, we have it all. Illuminate your space with our elegant chandeliers, stunning crystal lights, and versatile pole lights. Looking to upgrade your comfort? Explore top-of-the-line AC units and our diverse selections of stylish styles. Visit us at 170-180 Thomas Street, Kitty, Georgetown. Discover a solution that not only lights up your world but transforms it. Call us on telephone number 226-3018 or 223-1634. SNL Electrical Inc. Powering your life with elegance, quality.
Establishment. No job is too small or too large. We specialize in all types of fabricating, machinery, excavator repairs, rice fill pumps, and hydraulic hoses. Visit us at Lot 113, Block CC Monrepo, East Coast, Demerara, or call 220-9624, 616-9416, or 619-7880. At Krishna Raf Establishment, no job is too small or too large.
Whatever your dream is, Republic Bank can help you make it happen. You can make it happen. Let's help you get there with a Make It Happen loan.
Republic Bank. We're the one for you.
Good evening and welcome to Friday's edition of the Regional News. I'm Antonio Day. We begin with news in Suriname. Suriname's Deputy Minister of Health, Welfare and Labor, Rajadnanan Singh, says he intends to hold talks with representatives of the U.S.-owned gold mining company, Newmont Suriname, amid reports that a multinational intends to lay off 15% of its workforce. Jadnanan Singh has held talks with Last One Union official, who has said that a decision to lay off 10 to 15% of the workforce would amount to at least 200 employees. The company says it has 1,550 people currently working at the Marion site. Newmont Suriname, previously known as the Suriname Gold Company, is a full-owned subsidiary of Newmont that is operated on behalf of Suriname Gold Project CV, a Suriname Limited partnership. Jagdeo Singh said that the dismissal committee has not yet received a formal request and it will not make hasty decisions, and the company will have to convincingly demonstrate why redundancies are necessary. During the processing of the dismissal application, both the employer and the union will be heard extensively. Continuing with news in the region, the Donald Trump administration has announced an increase of up to $50 million for information leading to the arrest and/or conviction of Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro for violating U.S. narcotics laws. And I quote, "For over a decade, Maduro has been a leader of Cartel de las Soles, which is responsible for trafficking drugs in the United States," said U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio, adding that on July 25th of this year, the U.S. Department of Treasury designated Cartel de los Soles as specially designated global terrorists. Washington has claimed that since 2020, Maduro has strangled democracy and grasps at power in Venezuela. Maduro claimed to have won Venezuela's July 28, 2024 presidential election, but failed to present any evidence that he had prevailed. The United States has refused to recognize Maduro as the winner of the 2024 election and does not recognize him as the president of Venezuela, Rubio said. Rubio said he has since authorized the reward offer under the Narcotics Rewards Program, which supports law enforcement efforts to disrupt transnational crime globally and bring fugitives to justice as key pillar of Donald Trump's America's First priority. Rubio said anyone with information should contact the U.S. Drug Enforcement Administration, adding if you are located outside the United States, you may also visit the nearest U.S. Embassy or consulate. Rubio said all identities are kept quote-unquote strictly confidential and that the U.S. government officials and employees are not eligible for rewards. And finally, with some international news. However, U.S. President Donald Trump's ambassador to Israel, Mike Huckabee, told Reuters that some countries appear to be putting pressure on Israel rather than on the militant group Hamas, whose deadly attack on Israel in 2023 ignited a war. In Israel, families of hostages held by militants in Gaza and opposition leaders blasted Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu for a decision that they said would put hostages' lives at risk. Far-right allies in Netanyahu's coalition have been pushing for the total takeover of Gaza as part of his vow to eradicate Hamas militants, though the military has warned this could endanger the lives of remaining hostages held by militants. Israel's Security Cabinet approved a plan to take control of Gaza City, a move expanding military operations in the shattered Palestinian territory that drew strong fresh criticism at home and abroad on Friday over its pursuit of the almost 2-year-old war. Germany, a key European ally, announced it would halt exports of military equipment to Israel that could be used in Gaza. Britain urged Israel to reconsider its decision to escalate the Gaza military campaign. Thank you for watching. I am Antonio Day. Goodbye for now.
AFC Chairman blasts JAGDEO for his alleged involvement in the management and operations of the Guyana Police Force. Cell phones must be disallowed in voting booths. Norton warns against attempts to undermine the electoral process. EXXONMOBIL begins production at 4th offshore project. Installed capacity will now exceed 900,000 barrels per day. And Parkside Steel Orchestra brings joy, steel pan training, and good pan music for youths during the August holidays. Those are our major headlines. For these stories and more, please go to our website. It's www.hgptv.com. I'm ALETHEA Grant. Thanks for watching.